love Send out here coming at you with the full lace frontal sew-in. So I'm so excited about this video, you guys. I'm sure you've already seen 50 million kabillion videos on lace frontals and how to bleach knots on a closure. I am simply using Joico 40 volume, and then I fill my beaker all the way up, but I'm only adding developer in slowly, just depending on the consistency of the lightener, because as you guys know, you don't want it thin, because if it's thin then it'll run and then it'll get on your hair and then that won't be cute. So I am just going to go ahead and do what you do when you bleach knots on a frontal, girl. I'm about to bleach the knots, girl, and then I'll be right back. I am now using that same lightener, just with a little bit more developer and lightener used, of course, to equal out my formulation. But I'm just going to go ahead and put in some freehand balayage highlights in these bundles. There are approximately, we use like 2 bundles for the actual install, but I colored all 3. Her head is just really, really small, you guys. So I'm just going to color all 3 of these bundles. I'm going to leave the link in the description box below to exactly how I pin the tracks on to my mannequin. I just didn't want to add all of that and make it slow in detail, because I've made videos about that before, so you guys can just revert to that. But yes, I will be back. And once I finish coloring all of the bundles, each bundle set for approximately 25 minutes until I got the level of lift that I wanted. We were not going for a bright blonde this go around, but as you can see already, I don't know how good the camera's picking it up, but you can see it start to lift immediately. So I have already previously customized her frontal, and by customizing it I mean like plucking everything along the hairline, which took me some time. And once again, I have a video on how to customize your client's hairline already on my channel. Leave that link in the description box, but you can already see from how it's sitting on the mannequin that it's gonna lay like flesh. So all you're gonna need is scissors, a larger pair and a smaller pair, stocking cap, and some got to be glued. Let's get started. So you guys have already seen 50 million kabillion videos on how to do a full lace frontal, so that's why I just went ahead and started it here after the braid down, because don't nobody got time for that. Y'all need to know what y'all doing. Oh my god, I'm like, just kidding. So what had happened was, like, I was like recording and stuff, and then the next thing I know, come to find out, your girl had too much shit on her laptop, so it wouldn't even save, bro. So the first time it stopped, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's just the internet connection, whatever. And at that point, I had already washed and blow dried her hair, and I had recorded that for you guys. And then next thing you know, girl, I like, it's cool, I ain't even braided yet. And so I started doing the entire freaking braid down and sewing on everything, and then it did it again. So this is where we're starting from. So now what you guys are seeing is me get rid of the last of the cap. But all jokes aside, seriously, it's the same thing that you guys always see. Like, I literally just braided her hair straight to the back, stopped it halfway, because she does have, you know, kind of severe thinning problems, and she's gonna be a regular of mine. So when we do our follow-up video, I'm gonna make sure I put that in there so you guys can see how we started, because I was so freaking bummed out. Like, even as I talk right now, I'm so freaking bummed out that I could not show you guys how her hair looked before we started braiding, blow drying, anything. But she's gonna be back in 3 weeks, so I'm gonna get the footage for you guys. But anywho, all I did was I took the frontal and I put it on her hairline after I braided her hair straight to the back, and applied the stocking cap with a little tip. Got to be glued. And I put that on there, let it dry, just like you guys see on all of those other videos. And then after that, I had her hold down the frontal on the right side and the left side as I sewed it in the back. And then what you guys saw was me cutting the lace around her ear to make it lay right with her edges. And so what you'll notice about this beauty, she has a hairline that comes pretty far up. Some women have a problem where it's receding. Hers is very far up. And she has a widow's peak, which is very, very, very difficult to mask with the frontal. Sometimes some of my clients' widow's peaks are so severe that we can't do a frontal at all. But hers, I was able to work it out. That's why I'm so bummed out that you guys could not see the beginning. But if you guys are okay with that, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. But I'm cutting this net off now. The reason that I didn't cut it off immediately is because I like to have the net on in the back. I'm sorry, not the net, the stocking cap on in the back and around the perimeter. We are not using a hairnet today, only because she's already having some problems with her scalp, and the material of the hairnet actually is going to irritate her skin. So she got a wash, and we went ahead and gave her a growth treatment, and everything goes. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead, these first 2 rows, I'm not doubling the tracks at all because I want it to lay very flat and very flush. And I need you guys to remember, I'm not a really big weft cutter. However, when it comes to installations like frontals, you need it to lay very, very flat and very flush. So the closer we get to the top, you will see I cut a little bit more than normal. And yes, once again, you guys, I'm gonna stop talking for a while, but I just want to apologize again for not being able to show you guys how we started. But I will be back when we are done sewing.
Hey, man,
So now that we are at the end, this last track, you want to make sure you're attaching it to the edge of that frontal and using maximum tension, especially when you're doing a widow's peak, because I bring the frontal up a little further so that way I have somewhere to go. And now I am simply cutting the lace off, and now we are going to start to lay the lace like flesh. So initially, the only place that we have the to be glued right now is on her temples. I do that first because I feel like that's the place where it needs the most attention and the place where you kind of exude the most pressure, like when you put your hair in ponytails or people like to do the braid and stuff like that. So I like to do the temples first as we're sewing, so it has all of this time to dry. So now I'm just taking a little bit of water and I'm completely avoiding her hairline with the water, and now I am just parting off where I am going to not necessarily make baby hairs but create a natural hairline. I'm just going ahead and parting off. And this part, like as I'm editing on this part, it makes me feel a little better because then you guys can see her hairline a little bit more. When I am customizing her hairline, you can see what I mean. But once again, you guys, just stay tuned. You know, I post here for you guys all the time, so I promise I will do a follow-up video so you guys can see the way that we started. But the rest of this video, you guys, is really self-explanatory. You're just gonna see me be a perfectionist. This part is no for me. Some people are like, okay, do this and that. No, like I customize every client's hairline. So now what you guys are going to do is see me make this frontal thing that is attached to her head. That's what we are about to do, and I will come back when it's time to say bye. Go ahead, watch, girl. We are approaching the end. At this point, I am just being a perfectionist and making sure I'm going everywhere, making sure everything is like flash like flesh. And now I just want to show you guys what we're working with here. As you can see, nobody can tell her that this hair is not growing smooth out of her scalp. And her widow's peak comes pretty darn low, but I feel like we did a very, very good job at camouflaging her widow's peak, you guys. And I don't know about you, but I freaking love her hair so much, and I feel like it's gonna give her maximum versatility. And this is the main reason why I was so bummed out about you guys not being able to see how we started and where we came from. But I will say I feel like this is kind of doing it for me. So the main objective, like you guys saw previously where I made 2 parts on right next to her temple, I did those 2 braids very, 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 very close to her ears, so that way as she held it, I was able to sew a track onto those 2 braids, and it keeps everything so stationary. But as you can see, even though we did a track there, you don't see anything. You don't see any tracks or anything whatsoever. I absolutely love frontals, but I try to tell all of my clients that it is Hollywood hair. So I'm going to do the best that I can to make sure I'm giving you guys as much variety as I can, because keep in mind, I can only do what my clients book. So if you're not doing so already, make sure you are following me on Instagram, and you will get so many more videos like this, and we can talk and create community. But as you can see, this hair is not going anywhere. Like, I'm gonna pull on it and tug on it a couple of times for you guys, but I don't know, I could just be gassing myself up because I did it, and I think I'm probably not supposed to say that I did a good job. I think you guys are supposed to say it, but I don't know. I just feel like her hair is laying like absolute flesh. And oh yeah, real quick, make sure you follow me on Snapchat, girl. I'll be cutting this on Snapchat, girl. But yes, I'm just gonna keep parting through, you guys. Like, it looks so good, even though I don't want hair right now at all. She's like making me want to put my weave back in. So as you can see, I'm pulling on it and it's not going anywhere. And these partings over here, I'm just going to show you these partings over here on the side. You can go back. This frontal is actually really nice. I'm going to leave the hair company in the description box below, because just because I have my own hairline does not mean I don't want to promote other ones. Because there's enough for everybody to win, girl. But look at that flesh. You cannot tell me that that does not look like it is growing out of her scalp. Yes, girl. Yes. Listen, I know I do natural hair all the time, but your girl can do other stuff. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of your support, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, girl.